Hey guys, Coldbrew here. Welcome back to another raid video. Officially, the Sun Wukong chase has started. Just log in for the next 7 days and you'll be getting a legendary champion. Thank you, thank you. Perception set instead of the lives you said, that's the quickest observation that I had right here. And then boom, let me pick that up. Let's have a look at Sun Wukong within the game. Have his stats or changed at all? No, 105 speed. I can't see him maxed out here, so I'll have to look at the index. Instead, we'll have some events coming up, but let me just show you something. Alongside Sun Wukong, we have another champion, which I'll cover in a little bit, because we had no idea this champion would be added to the game. Platinum has started to not give us information on purpose, which initially that's the reason the whole content creator program existed, is to give us information so we share it over the internet. But now the prism crystals, they didn't share that, which I don't know why, because there's no way to save prism crystals. And then this new champion added to the game, or it might just mean that you know, somebody in Platinum is slacking and not doing their job. Maybe it's summer, they're having a day off, and yeah, that guy is not giving the information where it's needed. Anyway, let's have a look at his actual kit. So he has the stun there on the A1. The chance increases to 50% if the target has any buffs, goes to 75% with the books. The A2 will ignore defense, be a burst, and if the initial target survives, he'll be sheeping them. This cannot be blocked, so you'll be able to go through that on stone skin targets and also any other target with any kind of protection that they have on him. You'll be sheeping them. You can do this on the enemy damage dealers. You can do this on anybody. I mean, honestly, Sun Wukong in this way can even be like a support just for the sheep, you know, fast enough so his cooldown rotates quickly. And then he also has the ability to remove completely all buffs and then place block buffs, which is kind of cool. And then he also has the great passive where he will be revived in case he gets killed. So overall, for a free champion, he will be changing on how the game works. And we will be having some insane events coming in tomorrow and the day after tomorrow with Taras and Marichka offered through 10x events alongside the summer deck of fate, which is obviously like a big RNG fest where it's all about luck, guys. It's all about, you know, just opening these up, just clicking blindly, all right, clicking blindly and opening them up. And in case you get lucky, you get some rewards. Then finally, we have the Summon Rush, which will be giving us some champion fragments. From what I can see, we do have some champions here, which I have acquired every single one of them, at least at this picture. And it will give us fragments for them. I don't know how many fragments, but I don't trust it. It's probably just going to be, you know, 5 or 10. And then they might be pushing packs once you get close to maybe 80 out of 100 if you were this close to getting these champions. So for me, who's probably going to be summoning tomorrow, because I do have, look at that, 89 voids, and I want a Taras, right? So I'll be pulling during the Taras 10x. I've been saving these void shards since forever. Haven't bought packs for a long time within raid. I'm in the free to play. I'm not free to play. I never was free to play on this account unless maybe the first few months that started. But I'm in the free to play tier now with a $3 pack. The minimum monthly pack, which I haven't bought since it popped up 3 weeks ago. So I will be popping all my voids, so expect a video then. So it's gonna be interesting. We have a ton of events, a ton of things happening right now within raid, and it's getting interesting. It's getting interesting on what will follow up in September. So there is a new champion here that is released. It's in the news. I had my raid window open and had to refresh for everything here to pop up. But let's have a look at the new champion added to the Shadowkin. She's a void, Shu Zhen the Valorous. All right. Very interesting. Let's have a look at the aura. Arena battle, so maybe an arena void. I mean, why would they give her 110 speed, 1.3k defense? Look at that, 21,000 HP. Really high stats for her speed. Really high stats. So A1 block active skills plus 80% chance to steal 20% of the target's turn meter if the target is already under a block active skills debuff. Not sure how this would work. without the block active skills, it doesn't say. So is it just 20% chance? Like from here? Not very clear. Attack based skill, very interesting. A2, target an ally. If the target ally is not under a sheep debuff, places a 50% increased attack buff, critical rate, critical damage on them for 2 turns. So big boost in damage, and then activates give extra turn on the target ally. If the target ally is under sheep debuff, removes it from the... Wow, look at that. So they so they had the problem of the sheep, right? The sheep becomes the RNG fest in the arena. And then they add a champion who can remove, literally remove sheep from them. Although the removal of sheep doesn't do much because you still lose all your buffs, all your protection. So if you get sheeped from, let's say, Wukong, you still lose everything, like your stone skin and stuff, your buff. So you'll be very, very vulnerable to dying. But if you don't have a sheep, look at all of these buffs that you get, especially the give extra turn. This reminds me of having a very fast champion and immediately boosting somebody else with increased attack, crit rate, crit damage, making them extra deadly. Let's say Gurgit, extra deadly, give them an extra turn, who will immediately get a turn over everybody else. So it's not 100% turn meter, it's a give extra turn. It's like when Rotos gets his extra turn when he goes down under 50%, well, at 50% when he receives a big hit. So he immediately cuts through everybody and will take a turn. That is what is going to be happening with Shu Zhen. Very interesting kid already. Obviously why she's void, and obviously why people will be hunting for her. Although I don't think you'll do a 10x really soon if I compare it to Yumeko, but with Taras, if I compare it to Taras, they've already done like 3 times the 10x so far. Fill the turn meter by 20%, 30% increased speed. Oh, and then 100% chance of decreasing the turn meter of all enemies by 20% and placing a 30% decreased speed debuff on them for 2 turns. Oh my god, it's like an arbiter, almost an arbiter together with a Lissandra, much better Lissandra, plus a support. This skill will be insane, but you will have the decision to make, okay? Do I give the extra turn to somebody, or do I fully boost everybody up? It really depends on how you see the situation going in the team. So you'll be going into fight, you'll see the situation, okay, I can safely boost everybody up, or I need to immediately kill the threat that is coming in. So I'll give this to my DPS, and he'll go eliminate the threat, so the enemy has to do something else. Very strong void, honestly, from what I'm seeing. Just from the A2, the A3 looks fantastic for control. And then finally increases this champion's accuracy equal to the amount of speed they have. Oh my god, the best for last. So you can build her. If I give her the gear of my Sifi as an example right now, so 110 speed. So if I completely copy the gear over from my Sifi to her, and honestly guys, I don't have a good Sifi comparing it to what I've seen. So she's at 114 base, the other chick will be 110, so we're looking at 397 actually 397 speed on her, with, you know, 247 resistance, 225 accuracy. So my accuracy will be boosted by 400, and that will also be boosted by the extra speed that you get from an increased speed buff. So you'll be going at, let's say, 30% of that plus the 30% from your aura. 30% from the aura is like 30 speed, so 430 times 1.3, which is the increased speed, right? Isn't it that how it works? So you go to a 120, 560 speed. So you're looking at almost 800 accuracy just on this version of the gear. 800 accuracy immediately. So you'll be safely applying that decreased speed. And let's say you want to build it with some extra resistance to avoid those sheep, then yeah, she'll be extra important in the arena, I believe, because you won't need to build her with so much accuracy. And her accuracy will depend for her to be applying this skill right here. The A1 is also interesting. The block active skills can be quite strong. But this is a separate chance. So this will be 50% chance. I wonder if this happens, the Terminator steal, if this happens only when this is applied. Only when this is applied. So if you can apply it with this skill, this immediately also happens. I wonder if that's how it works. But very cool champion. Not gonna say she looks good. I mean, okay, but overall, as a design, it doesn't thrill me at all. I do love Wukong though. And there's a skin for him. I want to see the skin. Oh, the skin sucks. The skin sucks. I much rather this one, which reminds me of Goku. Look at the hair. It reminds me of Goku. Yeah, 100%. 100%. I do like the armor here, but what the hell happened with the hair? So this is what's been added to the game. It's these things that are coming into the game. It reminds me of other games that I've played in the past, right? Where there's this thing called the power creep. Okay, what is power creep? Is when they keep on adding champions who have more and more things into their kit of skills, so that they become the meta, and then the players, the spenders, they are chasing the meta with every 1 or 2 months with the champions added into the game. They're chasing the meta basically with summons. We don't have banners. Those games used to have banners though. So summoning banners, which would give extra chances to get that specific legendary, so that pretty much majority of spenders would have it. In this game though, we don't have that. We have these new crystals, which could be interpreted as some version of that, but they haven't added any of the big champions so far. This is only the second time we had this, but I doubt it's the last one. And this version of the summons will be changing over and over and over until they find the perfect, fit for where the spending is at the optimum point. Although I still think big spenders are going for a Duchess here, like a good chance for a Duchess. But who knows? They might not. I think they might have already a good amount of Duchesses. Anyway, guys, this was the video. I just wanted to quickly catch up onto everything and then close it off with the video of Wukong's skills. So let's have a look, because it's gonna be a week. It's gonna be a week until we can actually play with the hero. So yeah, let's get started with the video. I haven't seen it yet.
We hope you're prepared, as today's champion spotlight is going to be a real adventure. A journey, if you will. But don't worry, we've got the perfect guide for such an epic quest. Meet the one and only Sun Wukong. Okay,
love it.
I may have been exaggerating. You don't actually have to make any dangerous pilgrimages to recruit this legendary Skinwalker champion. Just log into the game 7 times between August 22nd and October 23rd.
Yeah, but it's not live still.
Will pledge his staff to your service. Don't go panicking if you miss out on this 7-day loyalty program. Sun Wukong will be available to summon via shards once it ends on October 31st. Now, let's see what this Monkey King can do.
Oh, so you'll be able,
Wukong being an
able to get him
champion,
with shards.
He's got some divine strength behind his attacks. Let's start with his default skill, Gotcha. A pretty standard skill, Wukong thwacks one enemy with his trusty staff with a 25% chance to place a stun debuff on them. If your target's under any buffs, this chance increases to a scary 50%. That staff is pretty heavy. It's no wonder then that it'll leave someone seeing stars. Not only is the staff heavy, but it's magical.
I love that it's a ranged
Staff of
attack.
Wonder is Wukong's second skill, with Wukong striking a single opponent with a hefty blow, ignoring 50% of their defense. If this wondrous attack kills the target, any surplus damage will be dealt as an additional AoE attack to the remaining enemies, also ignoring 50% of their defense, but lacking the ability to crit. If the attack doesn't kill, Wukong's got a devious trick up his sleeve.
Still does a good
Rather
amount
than
of
dealing
damage.
AoE damage, Staff of Wonder will turn its target into a sheep for 1 turn. Ta-da!
Okay.
There's no blocking this transformation. The target will just have to bear it. Come on, that was funny. Wukong's penchant for trickery continues with his third skill. Now you see us. With the help of some mystical clones, this AoE attack sees the Great Sage stealing all buffs from the enemy team, smacking them upside the head, and then placing block buffs on them for 2 turns for good measure. Support champion.
They did the showcase to steal buffs, and they had a block buff debuff on him. I mean, at least do it properly. And
Just really hate this guy. Obviously.
Oh, we're showcasing how we steal buffs, but we had a block
You want
buff.
to time this skill so you steal as many buffs from the enemy team as possible before landing the follow-up strike. If you manage to steal some increase attack or increase crit damage buffs, expect this to deal some serious damage.
Yeah.
The monkey business doesn't end there. If Wukong does bite the dust, his passive skill, Unbeatable Wukong, will bring him back with full health and full turn meter 3 turns later. A nasty surprise for any enemy. This automatic revive should take the pressure off your healers. As you know, he'll spring back to life in no time. Watch out for block revive debuffs, though. Finally.
It wasn't very clear there on the passive, because it says 3 turns he will be revived. So let's count together, all right? Because he dies.
Nasty.
Right, he dies. Madame takes a turn. That's 1. Let's see if that's how it works. If it's all turns together, that would be insanely OP. 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns. So it's not enemy turns, it's our turns. So 1 turn from Duchess, 2 turns. It's not clear. It's not clear on how this works. I don't know if he explains it after, but this was 4 turns. This was 4 turns. It was Madame, was Arbiter, Duchess, and then he revives after Lydia takes a turn. So there it is, Madame. She did take a turn. She lost it because of fear. There's turn number 3, and Beta Wukong passive. Okay, she finishes her turn, and this is when the revive happens. Okay, it's all right. I understood how it works. It's the complete amount of turns, all turns together. So with the this is insane. This is stronger than I thought it was gonna be our turns, our team turns, but this is so strong because if the enemy takes 2 turns, you take the 1 turn, he'll be up. And look at the bonus turn meter there. So he's ready to go and just smack.
Revive debuffs, though. Finally, there is Wukong's Aura skill, which increases ally speed in the arena by an impressive 28%. That'll add a nice little spring in your step. So to recap, Sun Wukong is a tricky champion who excels at debilitating the enemy, whether it's stunning them with his default skill or stealing all the buffs for himself. The unblockable sheep debuff from Staff of Wonder will give your enemies quite the headache, especially if you time it to disable their most important champion at a critical moment. Consider pairing Wukong with champions who can apply counterattack, because the stun placed by Gotcha is too good to ignore. As for artifacts, Wukong does need accuracy to make the most of skills like Gotcha and Now You See Us. At the same time, the usual damage dealer mix of speed, attack, crit damage, and crit rate are all useful stats to boost. You can see a few artifact suggestions on screen right now, but there's no shortage of viable sets for this.
So this is Savage set. This is the set from the Forge. And then this one's the set from the Doom Tower, which is like Savage. All of these are like Savage. They all have ignore defense, but this is the strongest one. I believe it's called the Fatal set, which is like Savage plus 10%.
Lucky Primate. That's all we have for this spotlight. Be sure to jump into Raid to recruit Sun Wukong to your cause. Like and subscribe from comments below. Happy raiding.
Love it, love it. Overall, I think it was a good showcase, except for that part where he had the block buffs and all that. Interesting. It's gonna be an interesting week once he's into the game. I'll of course max him out for you guys and have him available. I'm not sure whether we will have a personal CVC coming in next Tuesday. So when he will be out, everybody will be claiming him with a CVC. But obviously we won't have a CVC tomorrow. I'm not sure if they mentioned we're gonna have a CVC next week, but it will be interesting. Will be interesting. Anyway, guys, this was the video. Thank you all so much. Let me know down on the comments your thoughts, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.